Valentine's Day has come and gone, but the desire to love and be loved is definitely more and takes more effort than just one day, which is very important. That being said, if you or someone you know is having relationship difficulties, then this episode is...
Hi, I'm Pam Williams, a mother.
And I'm Jessica E. Williams, a daughter. And this is a mother and a daughter truthful chat, where we discuss our 35-year multi-layered relationship.
We've been through so many ups and downs. Not only are we family, but we're business partners in the high-stress world of event planning and production for short films.
We've also shared the same therapist for over 10 years. What some people call codependence, we call collaboration.
So join us as we share stories from our lives,
have candid conversations with other mother-daughter duos,
and shed light on the roller coaster ride of being a woman while raising a woman. So, welcome to Truthful Chats, where we engage in the ongoing practice of creating generational wellness. More about that in the description box. So, as you may or may not know by now, we have a generational wellness theme every month. And on our weekly Truthful Chats, we sort of unpack that a little bit and talk about something related to the theme. So this month's theme for February was love. And our episode tonight is the style of love.
That's right. So hopefully your Valentine's Day was pleasant, drama-free. But if it wasn't, that might be because you're overlooking something that seems like real simple, but it's often the simple things that trip us up. And it's because it is one of the things that makes all the difference when you are making a decision about your relationship, but you probably overlook it because you think it doesn't matter that much. And it is structure. What is the structure or the style of a relationship that you enjoy, right? Because if you know what that is, and you know what you have in terms of your needs, in terms of your relationship structure, then it's going to improve the quality of your relationships, hands down. And there's really no one size fits all about this because we're all very different creatures. And it really depends on your personal perspective and your past experiences. So you got to figure this out, people.
Yeah, so you might be asking yourself, what is a relationship structure? And it sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. It's just a matter of how you like to show up in a committed relationship, whether it's romantic or otherwise. It's how you want to be supported and how you feel like you're able to support another person in your life that you're in relationship with. So because we're social creatures, we all have that need, that desire to be loved, to connect with other people. It's really important that you understand the way you like to do that because it's really kind of based on your desires, your needs, your wants, and the resources that you have available emotionally and mentally to give to another person. So to give to another person, right? So the significance of this can't be kind of overstated because you get to choose your relationship style. You get to choose whether... We're going to talk about them in a minute, but you get to choose how you're going to be in a relationship. Now, the problem comes when you need to be in a relationship one way and the person that you right now feel like you want to be with has a different relationship structure style that doesn't go together with yours. So it's kind of really important that you understand your structure and you understand the structure of the person that you are enamored with, let's just say that at this particular time, or married to, or seriously committed to, because you could be down the road a little bit and realize, wait a minute, there's something a little bit off here that I'm not really understanding. And it could have to do with the way that you feel like relationships should be structured. It can seriously impact your future relationships. You keep, like I said, running into the same problem. It can impact the same type of person. Yeah, it can impact the experience that you have with love overall. And if you're in the wrong relationship, if you don't understand your relationship structure, you could keep picking the wrong person and wondering, why is this not working? It's because you are not clear about what you need from a relationship. Sometimes we go, it's okay, it'll be, but no, that's what we call the deal breaker. Where's the non-negotiable where you're like, I'm not going for that. You kind of need to know what that is. So you'll be in a better position to ensure that you'll know each other's needs and it will solve a lot of the problems in your relationship and any issues that might arise, right? So we thought, we thought it might be fun, since we're into giving tools this month for how to make your relationships better, to give you a little tool that might help you figure out your relationship structure.
Yes, indeed. So there is a quiz, a relationship structure test, commitment style quiz by a person I stand, which is Shan Boudram or Shan Brady, Shan Booty, however you want to call her, Ryu's mama. So anyway, she is a public facing educator on dating, sex, relationships. She's been in the space for like 15 years. You may have seen her YouTube videos. She has a plethora of YouTube videos, maybe a couple YouTube channels at this point, and a dope podcast called Lovers and Friends that I enjoy. It might be a little bit much for some people. You got to read the titles and the descriptions to know if that particular episode is for you, because you might end up clutching your pearls.
I have clutched on a few occasions. Amen.
But if you want to know like what's going on relationally, if your kids are talking about things or your nieces and nephews and you're like, what are y'all talking about? Shan is the person to go through for all things sex, dating, love, relationship. She describes herself as Dr. Ruth meets Rihanna, if that gives you like a idea of who she is. And she actually created this commitment style quiz when she was working on her third book called The Game of Desire. Also highly recommend that. So check her out, man. And all of her information will be in the description box, so make sure you check it out. So with this quiz that she created, she has you pretty much go through. Super simple. Again, it's in the description box. You just go through and she asks you a series of questions, and you click one side or the other. So the results, one of the results that you will receive is either of the things I'm going to list. So hang in there. It's a long list, but it's a great list. Casual dating. Okay, casual dating.
This is a relationship structure style.
Like a commitment style. It's a style, whatever your style is. Okay. Casual dating. That's number one. Number two, serial, non-committed dating. Serial, as in like a lot.
A lot after the other.
Non-committed dating. So some of y'all that be on the apps that I be hearing your stories, there's a lot of them. That's the relationship style of a lot of them people on there. Traditional monogamy, which we've all sort of been raised under and reared under and have come to expect. Okay. Modern monogamy, right? So those are people who are in, a committed relationship with one person, but they might be a little less traditional, some modern elements.
Well, a committed relationship for a period of time.
True.
So then if that relationship ends, you're going to go to another monogamous relationship. You're not going to be doing them at the same time. You're going to be like, I was in this relationship. I'm monogamous. This relationship is over. Now I'm going to another monogamous relationship.
Being monogamish. So these are people who are like, sometimes I'm monogamous, sometimes I'm not. I know women like to be like, so you're a cheater. Not necessarily. The person might be monogamish. That might be their relation, their commitment style. A free relationship. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. An open relationship. Moonlighting, aka swinging. Some form of polyamory. Polyamory takes on many shapes, forms, and sizes. And then aromantic. Those are people who are not interested in romantic relationships at all. So you should take the quiz. We took it, and surprise, shocker, we got the exact same results, which was modern monogamy. So we are both monogamous people. We believe in dealing with one person at a time. It's not going to be people all over the place. And we're not necessarily traditional. I think, even though we come out of Judeo-Christian space, some of it, we'd be like, I don't know.
My daddy was a preacher, and he was a little concerned about traditional monogamy. So
he wasn't.
He told me that like before he got. He was like, "Oh no, Pam." I was like, "Whoa, what are you saying?" But it's interesting because since we're talking about generational wellness, you wonder if things are hereditary. Like, so you wonder, is she modern monogamy because I am that way or because of the way that she was raised.
I've seen it modeled, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm for.
So I think about my parents that they were kind of a little bit trending toward modern monogamy, even though it probably wasn't popular at that time. So they were a little bit forward thinkers. So
what time period are we talking about here? For the
we're talking about the 60s. You know what I mean? Like maybe, 60s or so. That it might have been just tipping a little bit toward that, and they didn't really have a explanation or a title for it, but I can think of conversations and things that we had, over dinner or whatever, that I was like, I wouldn't have thought you guys would say that, but again,
but it's real.
It's real.
And so and then if I think about my friendship styles, I'm the same with my friends. So there are at least two of my friends that I've known since high school. We met the first day in high school. We've been friends ever since. Like we don't see each other all the time, but we see each other often enough. And I've had different segments of friends throughout my life. Like people have come and gone as we've grown and gone to college, and people got married and had kids or whatever. But like when you're in my life for that season, like you the main people I call. So it's like the same 4 or 5. I talk to the same 4 or 5 people throughout the week. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm like, and then let me call so-and-so. I'm not the person to be like, let me just pick up the phone and call like 20 people that I know. Like it's a very tight circle. So I'm sort of monogamous.
And I'm worse.
And I'm monogamous in my friendships too. So I think that, that's a prime example of like, we're not saying be like overly aggressive with your friends. But if you start to like think about any of your relationships, not just your romantic lives or significant others or whatever, you can probably find a pattern. You know what I mean? I think people, if you talk to somebody who's polyamorous, they might have a lot of different cross-section of friends or people that they interact with,
and they can't understand why you are not hanging out with them every weekend.
And that's not a blanket statement, but you know what I mean?
They're like,
it's just the thing.
Child, I got to go over here and over there and over here and over there. Because we do have a person that we know, and the conversation has always been with them around no one person, which this shouldn't be the case anyway, that you expect one person can fulfill everything for you that you need in a relationship. And they just don't think that there's one person that can satisfy all the different parts of them. And that's why there's more a choice to.
And it's not necessarily sexually.
Yeah.
We talk about that too.
It's intellectually.
They're like,
intellectually, artistically.
Personality wise, you know what I mean? Like they get something from all the different people that they're involved with, and they're safe. They have conversations with people. It's not like they running around with somebody that don't know. They're like, I'm poly, so if you see me out in the street with somebody else, it shouldn't be a problem because you know what it is. You know what I mean? So I think in that.
But now, if you're a traditional monogamous, you don't need to be with that person.
You don't need to be with them because they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and you can't be mad about that. And I think,
and you're not gonna change them. So.
And I think that people feel like, they could change them, or like, you're really monogamous, but you don't really like. Nah, just listen when people are explaining themselves to you, and
go with that.
And go with that. Go with that. Listen to the people who are what was it? Non-serial. What is
aromantic? No,
serial non-committed dating. Serial is the key word in that. That means they be on their stuff. They're not trying to be committed with you. So non-committed is in the title. So like
serial is in the title.
Serial non-committed. That means I really don't be staying nowhere. Period. And that's my dating style. Is I just be out here. So
I love monogamish too.
Yeah, monogamish.
That's like I can kind of be monogamous sometime, but if I decide I want to step out of that for a month or so, then
I connect with somebody.
And I'm gonna go over there. And I heard the explanation that kind of goes with that free relationship where I might be here for right now, but I see something over there and I'm kind of like, I'd be interested in finding out what that's about. I'll be back because I'm monogamish, but I'm also kind of free. So it's a lot of things on the spectrum.
It's a lot of nuance.
Yes.
And there are people who are married that have these sort of agreements and things. And I think that people, when we hear alternative commitment styles or relationship styles, we think something shady's going on. But I'm like, you don't know these people's lives. Like, you don't know their lives. They might have had whole conversations about this, or ideologies about it. People with kids that have this, like, there's lat relationships, living apart together. It's all
we didn't even go into the part where they're talking about you're married but you live in a different house, and we're not married but we live together. There's just
Lovers and Friends, the podcast will put you on anything and everything you need to know, because Shanda's also a former journalist and she studied journalism, so she does a lot of in-depth, great interviews. Highly recommend. All of that to say,
and as we said, the expectation. If you know yourself, then when you get into these relationships, your expectation will be tempered based on who you know you are and what you know you need. Right? You won't be mad at the other person because they're not giving it to you, because you can see they're not that person. So just
ask them what that commitment style is and pass them the quiz.
Pass them the quiz.
You and all your friends should do it, so then y'all can all be on the same page about like, oh, so-and-so is a serial non-committer. You're monogamous, you open, and y'all are going to be together forever because y'all are monogamous. It'll help. It'll help with the articulation.
And we just are here to help.
Because understanding and choosing the right relationship structure is probably just as important, if not more important, than choosing the right partner. Because you can't choose the right partner if you don't know your relationship style, right? And you need to really ensure that the structure that you have, especially in a romantic context, works for you and works for the other person. And y'all are on the same page about what kind of relationship style that you're in and you're involved in, and everybody is reading from the same book. Y'all on the same page of the script, and everybody reading the same line, so that there's no utter confusion. And if you need to have a conversation because your needs aren't being met or your needs are changing, that could be uncomfortable, but everybody's grown. Like, y'all should find a way to be able to have those conversations and talk about it. And you got the quiz to be like, wow, after we took this quiz, I really just feel like I didn't even know this was my style. They're probably lying, but they might not have ever admitted it out loud.
And you might not know your style, really.
So it's a learning journey. And then y'all both have the quiz, and it's right there in black and white on paper. And then it ain't got to be all this drama. You could be like, girl, we just took the quiz and I just found out that their relationship style is this and mine is that, and we're not going to be together no more. So nobody has to keep people's cars and do all that dramatic stuff. It's just,
everybody be grown.
Everybody be grown. And then the good news is, with a little effort, like taking the quiz and having a couple conversations, you're like that much closer to finding the relationship structure that works for you. And it can have an impact on all of your relationships. So whatever your romantic relationships are, your friendships, your parents, you know what I mean? You might have been a clingy kid, you know what I mean? Yep. Your parents are like, what's going on? But that might fit your relationship style. Yep. Your kids might, it's a whole family quiz, okay? And take it for
some of those questions. Read the questions first before you do it.
Maybe we need, you know what, Shan? Here we go. Ooh, copyright. Pay us. Maybe you should do one for the kids. Figure out the kids. You got kids now. Figure out a relationship style for the kids, okay? Create that quiz next. If y'all know Shan, pass this info. So with that, please take the quiz. Put your info, your style, if you feel comfortable, in the comments, or shoot us, a DM or something or other.
We love to know what your results.
I would love to know. Okay.
And if you were surprised by your results, I would love to know that too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because listen, you might not know. Ours was pretty straightforward. There was nothing where I was like, whoa, pretty straightforward. And then of course, as we always do at this time, shout out to old Kanye. Have you subscribed to the YouTube channel? Are you following us on IG? Have you liked us on Facebook? We are at Create Generational Wellness on all of the things. And we love to come and just kick it, talk, and
it's our Thursday night.
It's our Thursday night ritual. We gonna be here. I keep trying to tell y'all, we gonna be here. Okay.
Thursday night.
So with that, we'll see y'all next time. Peace and blessings. Be easy. We'll see you next time.
Have a great week. All right. Love you guys.